Finding absolute value, advanced version. The absolute value of a number is how far it is from 0. We discussed previously that -4 and 4 both have the same absolute value because we count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to get to -4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to get to +4. Notice that they both have the same distance, so our absolute values are both 4. The absolute value of +4 is 4. It's 4 steps to the right of 0. The absolute value of -4 is also 4. It is 4 steps to the left of 0. Now, we're going to write some absolute values for each number. What we have to understand is that if I throw a negative outside of the absolute value, it actually changes my answer. While the absolute value of 4, this piece right here, my little ghosty, okay, he is still 4, but then I have this negative that suddenly floats in outside. What if I worked with the -4? Well, the absolute value piece here is still 4. The absolute value of -4 is 4, but then I add on the outside a negative in the end. So what we do is we put it in parentheses. Negative, parenthesis 4, because that was the absolute value of -4, which in the end is -4. Put our parentheses, -4. Now, your turn to try some of these. What is the absolute value? So the negative absolute value of -15. Figure it out in your notebook. What is the absolute value of 8? What is the negative absolute value of 12? And what is the absolute value of -20? Pause your video and see if you can get the answers. The negative absolute value of -15 is negative the absolute value of 15, so it's -15. The absolute value of 8 is still 8. We're 8 places to the right of 0. The negative absolute value of 12. Well, the absolute value of 12 is 12. So the negative of it is -12. The absolute value of -20. Well, the absolute value is 20. That negative was inside, so I don't write it. I just get 20. Which of the 4 numbers above has the largest absolute value? Who is the furthest from 0? Now, this is kind of strange to ask because we have both positives and negatives, but we can still say who's the furthest. The furthest is going to be which number? Absolute value of -20. Now, if I asked you which number is the smallest, if I said which number is the smallest, you would then have to pay attention to the signs. The smallest number is the furthest from 0 left of it. In this case, it would be -15. Showing the absolute value absolute value of 4 as a distance on a number line, I need my 0. I need my 4. I count in between. And I would say that this is the absolute value. It's 4. There's no direction because I'm not asking you positive or negative. If I said instead, show me the absolute value of -2, you would show me no arrows and -2. Finally, trace a line segment on a number line below to show the absolute value of -7 as a distance. 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. I'm going to go in between. Do I put an arrow? No, because there is no direction, positive or negative.